Ask the Messenger's TV show is a TV show that educates, informs, and entertains our viewers on public health issues such as mental illness, suicide, addiction, illness and disease, COVID-19 relief, crime, domestic violence, homelessness, human trafficking, employment opportunities, healthcare, and more. And now, Ask the Messengers.
Welcome to this week's episode of Ask the Messengers. I am your host, Tina Nelson, and today on Ask the Messengers, in our Meet the Team segment, we introduce to you our production assistant, Jacinta Chevon. Plus, we continue our conversation on bullying with our student intern, Nigel Dunton. Nigel is a recent high school graduate and is currently in college. He shares some insight on bullying during his time as a high school football player. Also in this episode, in our business spotlight, Joe Louis' Southern Kitchen, plus a moment in Black history. Ask the Messengers begins now. Jacinta Chevon is more than just our production assistant. She is a mother and one of the kindest people you will ever meet. Jacinta is a University of Michigan Dearborn graduate where she studied journalism and screen studies. Her passion for researching information helps us produce show segments each week, and she assists wherever she can, be it in front of or behind the camera. Thank you, Jacinta. Your work and dedication are a big part of what makes Ask the Messengers so impactful. Have you ever experienced bullying and come out stronger, or are you still on your journey of healing? Your story could inspire others to find hope, strength, and understanding. We're inviting you to share your bullying experience in a short video, whether you are a teen facing challenges or an adult looking back on what you've overcome. Your voices matter. Here's how to participate. Record a short video, 3 to 5 minutes, sharing your story. Be as open and honest as you feel comfortable. Then email your video to askthemessengers@gmail.com. You'll be contacted if your video is selected. Together, we can create a world where everyone feels seen, valued, and supported. Your story could help someone realize that you're not alone, and let's stand together against bullying and build a world of kindness and understanding.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Obviously, Ask the Messengers is a community-based TV show, and we are literally spearheading this anti-bullying campaign, talking to people about their experiences, and I have somebody with me. I want you to tell our viewers your name.
How you doing? I'm Nigel Dunton. I'm 19 years old. I'm a football player, by the way. So, yeah.
19, football. See, we want to get all these perspectives when it comes to bullying. Now, tell me kind of like your experience when it comes to...
I'm very aware with bullying. My experience, my whole life, I've always been like the popular guy in school.
Well, athletes are,
yeah,
you know.
So
I don't see many football players getting bullied. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so like I'm very, aware of like seeing bullying happening all the time. Like me being the top athlete on the football team, when the people that don't play, that be on the bench, get belittled because of their skill set.
Team sports, especially contact sports like football, tend to have higher rates of bullying.
Wait a minute. So they're actually on your team and they're still getting bullied?
Of course.
Because they can't do what the better players do?
Of course.
Oh my gosh. And how does that work? I mean, like, is it in the locker room? Is it on the field?
Everything. They don't even touch the field, so they wouldn't see, but it's really be the locker room.
Locker room bullying can take many forms, including hazing, verbal abuse, exclusion, and even physical aggression.
Or in the classroom, like freshmen, they'll get treated poorly, doing pranks on them and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, have you seen it like affect them in any kind of way? Do you see?
Yes, like it's been kids that transferred out the school for
What?
certain reasons like that. Yeah.
Okay, no, were you ever bullied at any given time?
No, I never been bullied.
Did you kind of like step in and?
See, I was always the person to always speak up for somebody else because I didn't like that, even though like I'm the cool guy or whatever, but I never was the person to, keep antagonizing a person like that. I was always the person that bring him to the side and talk to him and try to give him some good advice, because nobody deserves to get bullied.
Right.
It's kids that's committing suicide for stuff like that. And, that's not good at all.
That is the reason why we're taking this. It is a serious topic. We're taking it on because like it's not really talked about. It's not televised enough. It's not even enough advertisements for people to know, hey, these are telltale signs. The individuals that are doing the bullying, I'm curious when they're what are their reasonings, or like how, when you approach them, how did they even react or respond?
I feel like the people that do the bullying, like most kids, I feel like they bully other people because of where they're from or where they're based off of how they grew up.
Family dynamics and home environments has been linked to increased involvement in bullying.
Some kids, tend to not have the right support system or tend to have everything given to them. So it'll just be like anybody can be bullied, anybody can be bullied. So I just personally feel like it's all about the mindset for real. Like normally kids be like, I don't know how to really say it for real, just...
Are they poor sometimes?
Sometimes, and they'll use that as anger, dealing with all the stuff they got going on. It could be from something from home, or it could be something they're mentally going through with anything, and they'll just take it out on another person and think it's okay.
Oh, so let me get this right. So you're saying the person that's doing the bullying, sometimes you found they are suffering or they're kind of going through things on their own. Like maybe they're angry about something else, angry about households or something, and they're taking it out on this other person. And because of that, they're kind of relieving that. I think you're right, relieving the stress or something.
That's exactly how it is, because I feel like everybody has their story, and everybody has a weak spot. You can pull that same bully to the side and the right person to speak to him, and will actually get through to them, and they will actually come out and change their lives, because not everybody's a bad person. People that bully other people is just like, it's something in them that they need to bring out. Like somebody got to bring it out of them to understand, like,
why am I doing this?
Exactly.
Is this right? I don't even know if, and this is not me taking their side, you know what I mean? Because obviously you see the victim and you see the victimizer. But a lot of times, they've been bullied, and that is something that was learned, that's how you operate. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen like a parent, come into a school or something, or even at practice, right? Athlete's not doing what they should be doing, and the parent is out there like, you need to, they're going off on them, or you'll see them, kind of pick them up, strangle them when they come out. You shouldn't have made that pass, or and it could be a parent bullying like a student or a kid, and I think that same activity happens with kids working with other players. Have you seen that? Like, they're not doing enough in practice, or they're not bringing it up to the level that they need in order to get better. So they're like bullying them, like, don't drop the ball. Or does that happen?
Yeah, that happens all the time. Like, I wouldn't necessarily say that's bullying, but that can be a sign of bullying, though.
Yeah.
Like to bring somebody down, and then it's never good, because when you bringing that person down, then the other players, they get to laughing at you, making comments, jokes, and then social media is a wreck nowadays.
Oh my gosh!
So they get to post this stuff on social media.
So is it, when you say bullying, the pranks themselves, when people are, it's an action that's taking place. These pranks, these things like that. Does anybody tell?
No.
Nobody tells.
Nobody speaks up.
And that's the problem that I'm seeing. Like, kids are having a hard time at school. They're not telling their parents.
Right.
Because their parents will come in and tell the principal, and then everybody else will know that they told. Like, I don't know. Where do we go from here? Honestly,
I feel like, the only way moving forward is everybody chip in and actually, want to do better and actually want to, come together and stop all that.
Right.
That's how I feel, but actually it takes more than one person to do that though.
Wow. First of all, thank you for coming on.
Appreciate you.
And thank you for obviously being an advocate of those individuals that can't speak up for themselves.
Most definitely.
When you talk about doing their part, we're doing our part. We're getting the message out there. Join us. We have so much more to come. It's Shay Monet, and we're here at Ask the Messengers. This is the anti-bullying campaign.
Bullying isn't just words, it leaves scars.
One act of kindness can change everything.
Stand up. Speak out. Be kind.
Stop bullying.
Have you ever experienced bullying and come out stronger, or are you still on your journey of healing? Your story could inspire others to find hope, strength, and understanding. We're inviting you to share your bullying experience in a short video, whether you are a teen facing challenges or an adult looking back on what you've overcome. Your voices matter. Here's how to participate. Record a short video, 3 to 5 minutes, sharing your story. Be as open and honest as you feel comfortable. Then email your video to askthemessengers@gmail.com. You'll be contacted if your video is selected. Together, we can create a world where everyone feels seen, valued, and supported. Your story could help someone realize that you're not alone, and let's stand together against bullying and build a world of kindness and understanding.
All you Ask the Messengers viewers, I am so excited. You guys know I love to eat, but more than that, I love it when people are in the community and helping the community. Tell our viewers your name and where we are.
Well, I'm Johnny Cannon, a native Detroiter. I'm proud to say Northeast Side, but nonetheless, we're here at my restaurant, Joe Louis Southern Kitchen.
Joe Louis Southern Kitchen, and we are basically in the heart of Detroit. It is beating around here. We're off Woodward, okay? And we are in the neighborhood. Now tell me, what made you open your restaurant here in Detroit? You could have opened it, I see the vibe here. You could have opened this in Royal Oak or West Bloomfield.
Yes.
What made you open up here in this spot?
I'll be honest, and I'm proud to say, we've been in the Newton area with a business since 1990.
Really?
And my father had a hair salon at my previous location around the corner. And so in 2001, I took it over and I opened up a restaurant called New Center Eatery in 03. Known for chicken and waffles. I brought chicken and waffles to Detroit.
Did you?
Oh yeah, I was the first. I was the first. Well, I stand on it. I dare anybody to come challenge that. But yeah. I was the first. But once we closed New Center Eatery and we looked at a better location being on Woodward, and I secured this space and we opened here in 2021. And it's been a hit.
Goodness, wow. And when I tell you it's beautiful, it's not just ambiance, it's like bringing the old and the new feel. You can walk in this restaurant and see a bit of history. Now, what motivated you to name it like Joe Louis Eatery or to have even this type of decorative environment,
Well, it's kind of multi-layered. So Joe Louis Jr. is my partner. And so with the Joe Louis estate, the first thing we wanted to do was launch a restaurant. And so Joe Louis Southern Kitchen was a name that he came up with and I love. Nice. And so my partner Keith Jackson, who's a partner here, actually is a very, highly sought after contractor that builds sets and themes.
Yes.
And he actually brought a theme concept to the restaurant by just looking at Southern Kitchen and going back and paying homage to Joe Louis back in the olden days.
Yes.
So if you ever come in, you can see the house and how we built it. And
it is amazing.
and with his great artiste, he really took brand new wood and distressed it so it looks old. Wow. So everything here is brand new, but he gave it the old feel, so the nostalgia is there.
Yeah, because for me, it was more like classic. I came here, you hear the music, I feel like literally, like this is Detroit. You even have, the countertops in here. It's got like old articles. I mean, just like the old feel. It's amazing. Now, let's just get right into it.
Yes.
The type of food you serve, tell me, the best dish, like the most famous dish on the menu. I mean, there's so many, I know.
That's hard to say, but I would say key lime pie pancakes. And key lime pie pancakes are a hit. They really are.
I just wanted him to say something because I wanted you to know that his food is different.
Yes.
Like you come here and it's different.
Yes.
And so this is a nonprofit television show, and we pride ourselves in actually telling people what other folks do for the community and making you guys apprised of it.
Right.
Now, most of the workers here actually are Detroiters.
Yes.
So you are supporting the infrastructure of Detroit?
1,000%. Yeah.
Now, I know people have applied and you've done other things in the community. Kind of mention some of that out there.
You know, I've been here in the community giving back a long time. I had a food service company where I serviced about 32 charter schools in the Metro Detroit area, a lot of them in Detroit. But I partnered with Gleaners Food Bank and Pepsi. And so for about 7 summers, we fed children with Meet Up to Eat Up Detroit program with United Way, which I sat on the board for United Way. And we basically just gave out lunches to all of the PAL football teams and anywhere where there was parks or churches where children were congregating in the summer, and we fed them. And so that always felt good, you know, because one thing I took pride in is providing one good healthy meal I knew those kids were getting every day.
Yeah.
A milk or food or sandwich or whatever we gave. So yeah, I felt good about that.
And that's amazing. I want you guys to come and support Joe Louis Southern Kitchen, because obviously he supports the community, and where you are, you've been in this neighborhood.
Yes.
You've been working with this neighborhood to revitalize this neighborhood. You sit on the Look, I'm giving you the tea. You sit on the board of this neighborhood because you believe in what's going on here.
Yes, I do, which is Midtown Detroit, and we're over the board of a new center in Midtown.
And I'm going to tell you guys, it was before all this buzz, you know, before the Q line hit. You know, this man right here and his family, they've been on the street in this area for a long, long time. And I just want you guys to know there's more to come. What do we have coming up in the future? Look, you see me on the edge of my chair.
I keep it minimal.
No,
you know?
I want to know. You tell them what's coming out. What's happening?
Well, me being a part of the Joe Louis estate, we have some exciting things coming in the name of Joe Louis. And the city of Detroit, who embraces Joe Louis, as we all know, with the statues.
Yes.
And with the Cobo going down, now we got the Joe Louis Greenway. There's a lot of great things coming up the pipeline. More importantly, it's going to be another Joe Louis Southern Kitchen. So we have a location that we're working currently in Southfield. That's going to be the second Joe Louis. And we have something we're working on that's going to be on the east side of Detroit in the community that we're looking to give. We don't want to announce it yet, but it's being worked on.
Okay, but you know, when I get the tea, I'm telling you guys the tea.
Let them know.
What about a food truck? You guys thought about a food truck?
No, I'm a brick and mortar guy.
Brick and mortar. And that's how you get more employees, right?
1,000%.
That's how you can support the infrastructure even more.
1,000%.
Oh my goodness. With all this happening and you being right here, I just want to say thank you so much.
Thank you.
Not just for coming on Ask the Messengers TV show, but for being in the community, being a pillar of the community, and putting the money that you're earning and getting back into the community. It's not just for you, and that's important. I want to get that message out there. I want you guys to know. You guys come support Joe Louis Southern Kitchen. We are right here on the corner of Woodward and what is this?
East Boulevard.
You know, can you just attest to kind of like some of the things you've been through, one thing you've been through, and like, you know, some advice you would give somebody out there?
1,000%. You know, first and foremost, you know, to be an entrepreneur, I don't care what the field is, you got to understand, you got to have tough skin, you know, because being optimistic and thinking everything is going to be profitable and make all this money is not realistic. And the most important thing is understanding, if it's a restaurant, understanding the systems, right? And I think that goes to any business. But the first thing is to find a mentor and or a consultant that's in the field. So really, if you don't have any experience other than cooking at home or your auntie cooked great or whatever it may be, you got to find somebody, someone like myself or a consultant that can give you the systems to how to operate successfully, because that's why restaurants fail. The failure rate is so high. It's because everybody think they can cook and that's really it, but that's a given. But it's the business side, the backside of making sure that all your food costs, your labor, your marketing and things are right. And I think that's really the biggest misconception for a lot of people is they may open up and think people know about them. You know, I was open 16 years and still had new people. Probably 40% of the people coming to the door was new people. But I did a lot of marketing. And so that's the key to really being successful in the restaurant business, is really capturing those food shots and marketing it. But just going back to having that mentoring consistency with some kind of consultant is the most important thing.
Now, just real quick, what kind of education is involved? Do you think that they might want to get something?
Yeah, I took a restaurant management class at Oakland Community College. You know, before I opened up with a chef in my experience, and I was headed in the wrong direction, and I sought out a class and found at OCC a restaurant management course, and it was the best thing I could ever done. Then I sent my cousin who was working with me managing, and it helped her tremendously because it was like the technical side. We already had some hands-on experience, but I can tell you, looking back, it was the best thing you can do is go get some schooling. in restaurant management.
And I was just trying to tell you guys, like, college might not be for everybody. I get that, but trade, getting information is the best way. Now, you do cater like weddings and events. Do you do catering?
Prior to COVID, I did a lot of catering. We had corporate cafeterias that we did catering at for lunchtime at DT, Blue Cross, all that. But since COVID, I kind of just focus on the staff here. So no, I can't say I do any catering right now.
Look. Come and buy a bunch of food all at once and take it back to the house and cater it yourself. Look, I'm trying to tell you, this food, listen, it will change your life. Your mouth will be changed. Okay? Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
This week's Moment in Black History. Ever dreamed of flying? Bessie Coleman did, and she wasn't about to let anything or anyone stop her. Born in 1892, she wanted to be a pilot, but no flight school in the U.S. would train her. So she learned French, moved to Paris, and became the first black woman in the world to earn a pilot's license. She came back to the U.S. as a stunt pilot, performing daring tricks in the sky to inspire others to follow their dreams. She refused to perform for segregated audience, proving she wasn't just breaking barriers in the air, she was doing it on the ground too. So next time you see a plane soaring overhead, remember, Bessie Coleman paved the way.
Well, that concludes this week's episode of Ask the Messengers. I am your host, Tina Nelson, asking you to take a moment to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And as we wrap up today's episode and our conversation on bullying, let's remember that our words and actions have power, whether in school, at work, or online. We all have a role to play in creating a culture of kindness and respect. Now, coming up next week, we bring you our end of the month D-Win Partnership Series featuring an exclusive interview with 3-time Pro Bowl NFL player Louise Sharp and his daughter Rebecca, who will be here to talk about how his drug use affected their family and what they are doing today to inspire hope to others from their personal experiences. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, stay strong, stay kind, and keep standing up for what is right. See you next time, right here on Ask the Messengers. If you would like to help support our show, please feel free to make a donation of any kind by visiting our show website, www.askthemessengers.org. If you prefer to mail donations, please make check or money order payable to Ask the Messengers TV show and send it to 18400 Schaefer Highway, Detroit, Michigan 48235. Thank you for watching.